Oh, packing for North Dakota. I had to kick a chicken out of the car. Wanted to go with, evidently. But I'm getting there. I had to do this because we were hitting our heads on the tailgate. And we are from California on this trip.
Got it in slow-mo!
Right off the bat, we found this cool little roadside marsh that was just loaded with black terns. And it was a challenge, to say the least. The Canon R5 did amazingly well with autofocus when the terns were against the background of the sky. But the minute they went down with the cattails as a background, forget about it. It was a lost cause, but it was a small bird against a busy background, so I guess I kind of expected that. But we had a blast and blasted away. Few keepers, but a lot went in the trash can, of course.
fogbow.
Remember that? Yeah, that was cool. Fogbow. We saw a fogbow in Teddy Roosevelt a few years ago, Ryan and I. Yeah, pretty bizarre because you just see this kind of glow out of the fog, this glowing arc. Which I've read that it's not as colorful as a rainbow because the water droplets in fog are much, much smaller, and so the diffraction diffuses the colors. Check out Horsehead Lake now. Wow, this is so different than when I was here in 2015. Here's some photos from 6 years ago, and you can see that I took these right out the car window, and the marsh was right up to the road. These ruddy ducks were displaying right off the road. Yellow-headed blackbird, black terns sitting on posts along the road. And check out this tree in this panorama. Now, in 2021, look at it. It's just surrounded by water. It was bizarre being out here in central North Dakota because everybody said, oh, there's just this terrible drought going on. And it was. The grasslands were dry and crispy, but the water has been rising here for over 30 years. So these lakes have been flooded. They have to build up the roadways because these lakes have no inlet or outlet. So it's just the level of rainfall over the years that has increased. Tens of thousands of acres of farmland has been lost and hundreds of farms to this rising water as well. So it's a natural cycle, but it's not a good deal for the farmers, but it's pretty good for the water birds. Oh, this was a surprise. Check out this willet nabbing this fish. I didn't know they ate fish, but they do. Ryan and I are on our way to Chase Lake National Wildlife Refuge and driving down this little dirt road, and we saw this giant hawk fly up from the grass. And I'm like, Ferruginous Hawk! I've only seen one in my life. And so we stopped, turned around, and it had landed on a grassy hillside. I kind of snuck up, got some photos as it in the grass and then flying. And it turned around and flew towards me and landed in the tree right next to me, which is that one. And that is why, because there is a nest in this tree. We also saw the female on the nest. She jumped off after, well, I was standing right underneath her. Didn't know it. But we're going to get out of here, let them come back to the nest. But yeah, my second and third Ferruginous Hawks ever. Ah, Franklin's gulls, my favorite gull in the world. And they can have this beautiful rosy pink breast in the spring. In fact, they were formerly known way back when, 100 plus years ago, as the Franklin's rosy gull. And that's caused by carotenoid pigments, which probably, although there's a lot of controversy about this, probably caused by their diet and their wintering grounds. Probably crustaceans, which are known to have some of these pigments, but definitely more visible in the breeding season.
Look at that.
I know. We stopped by Arrowhead National Wildlife Refuge, which is a fantastic and huge refuge. But on this day, a controlled burn was going on, which is awesome, but it just stunk, just that burning grass smell. Not pleasant, and there wasn't much bird activity, so we continued on down the road. Well, we got permission from the refuge manager to take our floating blinds out, and this is a design that Ryan worked on with some inspiration from the internet, and it's awesome lightweight blind. He's putting it together in no time at all. Super lightweight. Ryan made these blinds for us, but you can get your own from Mr. Jan Gear. And we're gonna go out there, see if we can find some ducks. So here's Sora rail. We saw redheads and blue-winged teal. Yeah, who knows what's out there. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be wet. We got our waders on. Life jacket on. We got walkie-talkies. Roger that. Okay, we'll show you the photos we got when we're done. Flock of pelicans just flew overhead. Been having fun with the yellow-headed blackbirds, which I don't get to see back in eastern Minnesota very often. All right, here we go. Ryan says it's extremely shallow, like he's kneeling. He's actually crawling through the muck. So I guess I'm gonna do that too. All right, here we go. I hear yellow-headed blackbirds and coots. We saw some blue-winged teal. I've got my Canon R5 mounted on a Wimberley sidekick atop a ball head, and as you can see, it's only inches above the waterline. Any kind of waves can be a bit of a problem. Man, this is fun stuff. You never know what's around the next corner of cattail. Well, that was fun. Sora and a Virginia rail calling. Just getting in after being out in the floating blind for a few hours. And it was fun, but not a lot of ducks. I had some pair of blue-winged teal that semi-cooperated, and some redheads that swam the wrong way. But if it weren't for yellow-headed blackbirds, I might not have gotten anything at all. But hey, that's the way it goes. It's always fun to be out. Be fun to hear what Ryan got. All right, I'm getting cold too. I'm gonna get out of here. What do we got, Chef?
We got some curry, potatoes, chickpeas, broccoli slaw. I don't remember what else to put in it.
Oh wow, looking good. We substituted potatoes for for yams because
Sweet potatoes.
sweet potatoes.
Sort of.
What?
It's actually a different recipe with sweet potatoes.
Oh, okay. Curry rice, a la Ryan. Wait for me. Thank you, driver. And my bagel awaits.
There? Are they still there?
This is a mated pair of Western Grebes doing the weed dance. They each grab some submerged vegetation, bring it up and paddle like heck underwater and get very vertical and, show off their weeds to the other one. We did see eared grebes doing their dance, which was neat.
I got my little
Your pet ducks.
anchor.
Charging our battery. Hey, we're paying for a RV site with hookups. Is it working?
No.
Oh.
We're charging.
Got to keep the cooler stocked. Well, I guess this is the end of our road. We need to get over there though. Well, we're gonna give it another whirl today. Got his buddies ready to go with him. We didn't really nail the Western Grebes rushing, the courtship display where they run across the water, and we listened to a podcast today that their feet, when they run across the water, are going 14 times a second. Each footstep. 14 footsteps in a second. And they stand up and kind of just rush across the water. It's pretty cool. Wow, the animal eye focus. So I'm kind of, bobbing up and down. The birds are kind of bobbing up and down. But with the the R5, it was just like magic. Just crazy. That little rectangle around the eye would just lock on and just follow, even in that bobbing waves. The only frustrating thing was trying to switch back and forth between shooting video and stills. Something amazing's happening in front of you and you want to record it in video, but also stills. It is just crazy. Ruddy ducks doing their bill slap display. I've got northern shovelers preening, Wilson's Phalaropes preening. Eared grebes are popping up right next to me. There goes a black tern. Western Grebes behind me. It's crazy. So I'm going to keep shooting. I'll probably run out of batteries or memory cards. One of the two. I love American Avocets. They're common out here in the prairie pothole region of North Dakota, but only a rare breeder in western Minnesota, which is only 2 hours away from here. Their Latin name is pretty cool, Recurvirostra americana. Recurvirostra refers to their upcurved or recurved bill, and the name Avocet is from the Italian avocetta, or graceful bird. I am in the floating blind, and I don't know if you can see behind me, but I've got avocets mating. The courtship display begins with the female assuming this posture, they call it the solicitation posture. Head down, bill parallel with the water, just above the waterline. And then the male begins his courtship preening, and he just dips his bill in the water and preens right next to her, and then kind of gets more and more frequent and frenzied. And then that which leads to him mounting her, getting up on top and balancing with his wings over his head. Quite the balancing act. And then it ends, after they mate, he hops down and they end with a bill crossed run, it's called, as it's kind of a synchronous walking through the water with their bills crossed. Pretty cool. Well, these alkaline lakes out on the prairie are often packed with ducks and grebes and terns and phalaropes, and I'm gonna show you what the reason is that they crowd onto these lakes. And it might be a little gross, but here it is. Brine shrimp, little tiny crustacean, native. Oh my god. Those are all brine shrimp that have colonized my waders. It might be a little gross to some of you, but that is life on the prairie. Life-giving sustenance to some of these water birds and terns and phalaropes and shorebirds and on and on and on. So yeah, we'll get them off. I probably won't send that image to my wife and kids though. Actually, my kids would love it. This has been unbelievable. I am in the floating blind near an island in an alkaline lake in North Dakota. And the birds don't even know I'm here. I'm witnessing willets courting. Even though I'm using this really thin see-through camo netting, the birds don't care. They just, my form is broken up. They can't see me. And I love it because I have vision, 360-degree vision with these ducks and geese and grebes and shorebirds. At least it works. It's not going to work with the more shy species probably, but it's working great today. And the courtship of Franklin's gulls. It's all around me. It is so much fun.
Oh my god.
Oh my. Look at those brine shrimp.
Yummy.
Wow.
No wonder there's so many ducks here.
Yeah.
I am thankful that brine shrimp don't bite.
Brine shrimp are amazing. They're an aquatic crustacean. Haven't changed much in the last 100 million years. An unbelievable hardy species. They can survive in waters with super high salinity, way saltier than any fish could survive. And that way they're protected, no predators. They're only found in inland saline or alkaline lakes. I get a close up of that. Brine shrimp.
Yummy.
Anybody want any stir fry? All right, hold on.